So today I'm wearing my blue Victoria's Secret, but it's for sports, it's for the gymming, and my blue candle. I just felt that was really important to say that for some reason. Anyway, today's video, I probably need some brain nutrients myself. Today's video is about the common causes of brain fog. If you caught the first video, which I uploaded on Thursday, I believe, it depends what time zone you're in. I believe it would have been Wednesday evening, the US, Thursday morning in the Gulf region or the Middle East, and in certain parts of Asia, and very early morning, like 2 a.m. maybe, UK time, or 1 a.m. So I might call it some laters. Anyway, I'm digressing. So in that part one, I spoke about essential nutrients and vitamins that you can get in your diet should you be feeling a bit of brain fog. I think we've all been there. It's an awful feeling because it can really hold you back, not only mentally, but I don't know, it makes you feel lethargic and just exhausted and not yourself physically. And that's because a lot of it is to do with the nerves and the nutrition and the functions of the nerves that are needed. So check that video out, because whether you are, whatever age you are, whether you're male or female, whatever background you are, they are essential and they're not very costly. So I'm talking about like vitamin B, I'm talking about omega, and I tell you why exactly, but I don't like, if you know my videos, I don't like, I give you the detail as you need the detail. I don't go around in circles, so I keep the videos straight to the point. So in this one, I wanted to discuss the common causes of brain fog, and there will be a third one coming up, which I mentioned in series 1. I mentioned that there'll be 3 parts, but I will probably discuss more about brain function further down the line as well. So let's discuss the common causes of brain fog. Just in a nutshell, it's environmental toxicity, medications, nutrient deficiencies, which we'd covered a few in the first video, fatigue and sleep, vascular and traumatic, diabetic, metabolic disorders, and hormone imbalances. Now, they are 7. And I also covered about hormonal imbalances in a video, which I will link in this video. It's around, I believe, magnesium, because you know I'm a big one for magnesium. So let's go on to discuss this. And like I said, it doesn't matter what age or gender you are, this is going to be helpful for you, because you might be like, I really don't know what's the matter with me. I feel like a zombie. I feel just disconnected and I don't know how to express myself to tell someone that I am what I'm feeling. It's one of those if you've experienced it, and if you haven't, maybe the details I go into will help you know if that's what you're suffering from. Again, disclaimer, I am not a GP. I am a certified advanced personal trainer. I've studied the body anatomy, I've studied science, I've studied body meridians, I've studied yoga, I've studied energy healing work of the body, I've studied the science of the body, but I am not a general practitioner. And all the information I give is from my own study, my own testing. When I say my own study, I mean qualifications. I don't mean my own little little kitchen of science experiments. It's proven science through my qualifications, through my own journey, and through obviously clients. Once I've learned it on my own journey, also if clients are coming to me, I feel I am their coach, I am there to help them. And if that means this sounds like this, let's say Sandra, this sounds like this, or this sounds like this James, or this sounds like this Muhammad. And for this, are you taking, let's say, omega? And they might say no. I'd be like, okay, let's try having X amount of omega in your diet and with a supplement, and we'll watch how you feel in 7 to 10 days. It won't always be 7 to 10 days, but for example, and if not, then during that time, what you can do, if you're open to it, I mean, if you've got medical insurance, why not? We'll have a blood test and see if you've got any deficiencies in anything. If you feel better anyway after it, maybe that was the indication. If you're having other symptoms, probably need to see a GP. So always refer to the right professional. Sometimes it could just be stress that the person is feeling. So let's go into it on those 7 elements. And they're the 7 elements that I believe are the most common to come up from clients, and the most common that I believe you will see might be affecting you. And it's one of the top things that I find clients are struggling with. There's so many things happening in the world, and this is why I say it's for anyone. It's for anyone, obviously not kids. Do you live with brain fog? Is it just a part of your natural aging? Is caffeine your only answer? Like, can't you operate with like 5 doses of caffeine a day or something? Is that it? And it's no. So that's why it's really important to dive into this. It's awful to feel like a zombie and alienated. I know I've said that, but I know how it feels. It's just, it really is awful. And by the way, while I'm in there, just put a hash, just a little like PS, stay hydrated. A lot of what we feel is from lack of hydration. But I'm not going to go into that. I've made notes so that I don't digress. I don't know why I'm giggling. I think it's because of my starter saying about my t-shirt and candle. I just felt I was kind of in sync. So there are many common addressable causes, and you don't have to live with these. And this is why these videos are really important. The most common causes of brain fog, like I said, number 1 is fatigue. Yes, and while there are many causes of fatigue, first, let's optimize your sleep. And this is one of the things I look at even with my clients for whatever coaching they come to me for, even if it's for energy healing, purpose, entrepreneurship, strength training, yoga, condition training, mobility after injury, whatever it is, I ask about sleep. And then we look at ways, if you struggle with sleep, I'm a light sleeper, that we can try and optimize sleep for you. Medications. So many medications like antihistamines can cause brain fog, either directly or indirectly by adversely impacting your sleep. And I would also say, because I'm in the fitness industry, supplements can do that as well. So, you know, where you take a pre-workout out, and if you're a late workout person like myself, then it can impact your sleep and really just your nervous system coming back down for you to then sleep at the time you need to sleep, whether that's 9, 10, 11, 12, 1, 2, whatever it is, but making sure you get the hours in. Or if you're a night shift worker, I'm not excluding anyone in this. My videos are for everyone. If you're a night shift worker, then whenever you take your workout and your pre-workout, and when you come back, what are you doing? So medications, and I would add supplements in my notes there. Metabolic disorders. Now listen to this if you're not familiar with it. Number 1 would be your thyroid health. The thyroid governs the metabolic disorders, or the hormones, which are part of the metabolic system. If you've got brain fog, make sure at the very least you have your thyroid checked. And I don't just mean the TSH lab drawn that they do. Ask for a comprehensive thyroid workup, because there will be more tests than the TSH. Metabolic dysfunction can present in many other ways too, such as various mitochondrial conditions. Now, what is mitochondria? It's the powerhouse of the muscle. I did want to add in there, and that's why I smiled while I was talking about it, is we sometimes think through our lack of awareness and what has been told to us generations coming down, that we might be overweight or we're fat because our metabolism is slow, so a metabolic disorder. And the reason I say this is because I've been there. And it's also been, I'm not an excuse type person, but it kind of like was, yeah, I've been told my metabolism is slow, so I'm kind of hopeless. And it's not true either. So that was just like a PS. I've done a post on this, I've done a short on this. And if you wanted to discuss about weight loss and fat loss, anything around that, obviously, you know, I do a free consultation for coaching. Vitamin imbalances, which we covered in part 1, but I'm going to cover B12 because it's really important. A B12 deficiency can decrease brain function. Most people have a B12 deficiency and they do not necessarily have anemia. So definitely get a functional medicine interpretation. Where I say functional medicine or a thyroid workup, that's what it's called, so you don't have to worry about it. Environmental toxicity, which was the first one I mentioned. Heavy metals are the #1 environmental cause of our brain fog here. We cannot control it 100%, but we can do to a certain extent. Vascular, traumatic, diabetic, huge. Most doctors will evaluate this, but monitoring regularly for these is super important, because one day you might feel fine, the next day you might be like, what on earth has just happened? So those are really important. And hormonal, which I've discussed a little bit. Last but not least, of course, I'm going to discuss this a bit further in another video as well. I discussed it in the magnesium, but I'm going to discuss it further in terms of the next video. I'm going to dive into all the different hormonal imbalances that can lead to brain fog. But I would link, I'm going to link it below, because it also tells you the hormones and how they tie in to function correctly. And it's basically, it might be very similar to that, because we're talking about the same thing. So I will link that in. There are some science-based words, but I always summarize it to make it easier for anyone who's watching, and somebody who's watching could even be actually a GP, so more qualified than me, which is fine, but I like to simplify if needed. So basically, those are the common causes of brain fog. And let me know if this was helpful. Let me know where you viewed this, what your goals are, if you've got any goals, or if you just watch this for health tips. And I will see you in the next part, but also in the next video. So stay tuned, maybe subscribe if you could feel called to. You'll support the channel. It'll make me know that the coaching that I'm providing and the education is getting out there. Apparently, from what I'm seeing, and a lot of people saying, is YouTube is quite harsh at the moment in terms of views, likes, comments, subscribers, and actually the number of hours or something on there, which I can probably tell from my channel. But that's fine. And so you'll do a huge favor by supporting the channel. And like I mentioned in my about page, is that I would like to create a community for us where then there will be a Patreon and some lives on here that we can just engage, because as humans, not only will we learn, but we like community, and that means the network that we create, we all have relatable stuff. So have an amazing day wherever you are, and I'll see you in the next video. Take care.